I was like, yeah, I watched the 900 video, and it's like, you know what? What happened the year after this? Oh, the year after this, that was when Dave Mirra pulled the first double backflip on a BMX bike. Cool.
No big deal.
Yeah, there was like a good 3-4 years where people were doing a bunch of things at the X Games where everyone was like, nah, it's never going to happen. He's going to hurt himself real bad. And then they just pull it off like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Granted, they spent like hours upon hours trying to perfect the move before the games, but...
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure 99 was a 900, 2000 was the first double back on a BMX bike. And I'm pretty sure the year after that might have been the first backflip on a freestyle motocross bike done by fucking Travis Pastrana, the fucking asshole. Okay. I have a problem with gifted kids.
Okay.
And it's not the kids' fault. It's my fault because I hate all the motherfuckers for being so goddamn talented in their fields of choice. Cristiano Ronaldo is a fantastic football player. At the age of 16, he could make me look like a fucking elephant, and that's fine.
Right.
Like Travis Pastrana was a freestyle motocross racer who just decided to get into the trick side of things, and what do you know it? He's a fucking wonderkid and fucking is better than everybody else. Him and Corey Hart were going for the backflip at the same time. Corey Hart couldn't compete the X Games that year because he broke his neck trying to do the backflip.
Yeah.
Corey Hart, by the way, famous for being husband of Pink.
Oh, that guy. Okay.
Yes. But Travis Pastrana, fucking Shaun White, a fucking Cristiano Ronaldo, and this fucking little 11-year-old from Brazil doing a fucking 1080 for the first time over the past couple of weeks. All y'all can go fuck the fuck off.
You're too good. Sit down.
Exactly. They are the excellence of execution. They are the Bret the Hitman Hart of fucking other sports, and it's just like, I hate you all.
Yeah.
I hate you all so much. Respect, but I fucking hate you.
I got to give a special credit to RTX Audio, or RTX Voice right now. I have my window cracked, and there's a dog going nuts outside, and it does not seem to be showing up on my waveform, which is great.
I don't hear it.
Yeah, that's right. Moonpeer is now hosting you. Thank you, Moonpeer, on Mixer.
You're welcome, asshole. You're not a wonder kid, though, so I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, no, it's too lazy. Never applied myself.
Same.
That's my gift. I could apply myself. I choose not to.
It's just a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think everybody feels the same way about themselves, and that's the scary part. Is like, we can all sit here and say, yeah, if we would have applied ourselves to something, we probably could have been something different. It's true. I could have gone to university. I didn't. I chose not to go to university because at the time I was disenfranchised with the whole education system in the UK. I really wasn't interested in getting into massive amounts of debt when literally my college experience was... my college experience was being taught English by a guy whose his master's or whatever was in fucking film studies. Why are you teaching me English?
Right. Weird.
Like, makes no fucking sense, but sure, whatever. But yeah, I think we all feel that way. And then you realize that probably Joe Blow, who lives on the corner and like picks up chewing gum from the pavement, probably thinks he could have been the best in the world at something if he applied himself.
I bet it's because we're all millennials. It's weird that we're disenfranchised with
everything.
Everything.
Yeah, a set of systems that has set us up to fail. Weird.
Even when I went back to school, I still was not happy with the whole thing.
Yeah.
Especially, and it definitely didn't help when I had one history teacher, was it Survey of American Government, where this teacher never gave anyone higher than a C, no matter what you did, no matter what you turned in.
So
it's
good.
like,
love it.
If you're just there to collect a paycheck, don't fucking bother.
Yeah.
And this lady was doing an online class too. She never posted the right test the first time. So every time you had to take a test, you would start reading. It's like, we didn't cover any of this shit.
Right.
And then you would have to email her and tell her, and she's like, oh, okay, I'll put the test up. And then she'll do it the day before it's due, and if you don't get it turned in, she marks you late.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
It's literally your job. Just do it.
So
There are genuinely good people out there. There are genuinely good teachers out there. There are genuinely good people in every walk of life. But fuck me, am I struggling to find it in 2020.
Yeah.
All the teachers I had that actually had to deal with my major, they were great. It was all the elective classes and forced classes that I had to take where it's like the teachers just didn't care.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's tenure.
Yeah, a lot of them were.
Which I didn't know what that meant until I started doing a lot of reading based in the States. It's like, well, that seems fucking broken.
Yeah. A little bit. A little bit. It's like a combination of tenure and not getting paid nearly enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a shitty system for teachers.
Yeah. They have got one of the hardest jobs on the fucking planet.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite thing, though, was when this whole... I know we don't talk about the situation on the planet that much right now, but when this whole lockdown thing started, my absolute best thing that came out was parents of, like, spoiler alert, Boston, like 4 or 5 years old, saying, yo, teachers don't get paid enough. They should make $1 million an hour.
Oh, weird. It's almost like what they've been saying for 30 years.
Yeah.
Super weird. Like, kids are impossible to deal with. You're dealing with 1 to 3. They're dealing with 30, and you're paying them fucking nothing. Weird.
Yeah, it was like my wife. When she first started going back to school, or because she went straight from high school to college, she was originally going in to get a degree to become a teacher for early childhood development.
Oh, okay.
And for her to get a job anywhere in this state, she had to have a master's.
Yeah.
Starting pay was $9.89 with a fucking master's.
Yep.
And these were like special needs kids who need the help and need,
they need a lot smaller groups. They need a lot more focus. They need a lot more care than, lack of a better way to phrase it, than quote unquote regular kids. Like
your traditional schools. It's like it's such a specialized skill too. Like.
Yeah. I was a TA for a while, and it was without a doubt the most fulfilling my job has ever been was when I was a TA. Like I was in the class, helping the kids, helping the teacher, doing a whole bunch of stuff. I was doing it to get my qualification in doing it, and I got my qualification, and I fucking walked away from it because I couldn't get a job as a TA for a wage that would let me live. I just couldn't. I was like, well, I just did this qualification, and literally it was when the Tory government came in, and it's like, oh, by the way, we're cutting all education budgets by X percent. It's like, well, there goes all of the TAs we were going to hire. Now it's only people who are still in the position who can keep their jobs. All of the new TAs, sorry, you don't have a hope in hell. Go find something else to do.
Right. Or work like 4 jobs at the same time.
Yep. I literally couldn't get a job that would let me survive. And that's horrifying when I literally went through it. Like, I was older at this time, and it was like a qualify while you do the job kind of thing, but it's like
on the job training thing.
Yeah, I was like, I loved it. I genuinely loved it. It was the best time I ever had in a career. But fuck me, was it just impossible to do anything after I actually got the qualification.
Yeah. Ugh.
Millennials!
Yeah, on that bright note, are you guys ready to start the episode?
Oh, don't you worry. I'm sure I'll say a few choice quotes this episode, which can be used against my case again.
Okay. If you need a character witness, it's like, all right, here's about 200 episodes of this podcast, Your Honor.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. All right, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpeer.
Hello.
And the Nymph.
Yo.
Patreon.com/E1M1. The ones are numbers. Another plug for Critical Misses. Episode 2 is out now for Too Fast, Too Furious. Too fast for y'all. That is on the Patreon feed right now, and it'll be another week or so until episode 3 is out. So you'll get to hear our thoughts on the divisive Tokyo Drift. Will we like it?
Dude, didn't even get the name right?
Sorry, the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
Now, Oh wait, that's next week. Next time. Okay, yes, that's
Yeah.
fine. Okay, you did get it right.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's
I
not
was confused.
fast.
I thought you were still talking about 2-2, not
Oh no.
not 3.
I was getting confused on what Moon was saying. I was like, no, isn't that the title?
Yeah.
You're thinking of Fast Ampersand Furious.
Yes.
The most confusing one. Yes. Patreon.com/E1M1. $5 a month is the recommended tier. It gets you all of the things we make. And we make too many
Too
things
much.
now.
Yeah.
We make too much stuff and we rank them all. So, you can get them all there over there on Patreon. Moon, what have you been playing this past week?
Well, I've been playing new model old parts. Sorry, I couldn't help that. That's a deep cut in joke that you won't
Right.
get for another 3 weeks, folks. Sorry
Yeah,
about
that's
that.
a little preview for you patrons.
Okay, no, we're going to start with Dead by Friday. It was me, Justin, and Jess.
Mhm.
We had a good time. Pretty sure we got a 100% escape
Whoa.
rate.
Nice.
Like 6 games, which is unusual.
Wow.
And the game was full of baby killers. Like,
Wait.
no, damn it, again.
Phrasing.
Yes, Your Honor. I did not mean to phrase it that way, Your Honor.
What I meant was
Yes. What I
brand
meant
new players.
was yes,
Yeah.
new people who have never played the killers before, because they didn't even have any perks equipped. And you start with 2 slots and 3 perks, so you can pick which ones to do. And it's like, okay, so I'm sorry that we're absolutely trouncing you, and I'm sorry that you got fooled by the most basic of 360s. Sorry about that. We're just better than you.
It's your first match. Sorry.
And I feel bad because if you go up against a 3-stack in your first match, then you're going to be in trouble no matter what.
Yeah.
We had one dude who disconnected like 2 seconds into the game. It's like, well, great, now we're going to die. And then the 3 of us just cleaned house with the rest of it and just walked away with the big V. And she's like,
geez.
Cool.
Nice.
What's going on? It's not a free play weekend.
Right.
It is on Game Pass, but these people were also playing as DLC killers.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So unless I should have checked it, but I meant to check if Dead by Daylight is doing the thing where the DLC comes free when you get the Game Pass version of the game.
Yeah, because sometimes that happens where it's like, yeah, this includes every piece of DLC that's been released.
Yeah, which I don't believe it is, because I'm pretty sure Rob and Justin went out and bought a DLC for the game the other day because it was on sale. So do these people have more money than sense? Do these
Maybe.
people have no understanding of what these people are?
Which YouTuber is playing Dead by Daylight now?
You know what? That's
Which
that's
YouTuber
actually
did this?
Good question. Yeah, Ninja.
God, hopefully not.
No. Yeah, honestly, I'd love to see that community come into that game so I could kill them all.
Yeah.
Another character statement.
I feel bad now. I can't help it. I always make myself look guilty.
I can't help it. I'm a killer. Wait.
Yeah, exactly. Or I'm a survivor.
That's right. You and Beyonce.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it in Apex Legends Season Pass this year. That is what we call in the business a segue, folks. And
Except you're not supposed to call it out.
That's right.
mentioning it's a segue, I have broken the segue.
That's right. And people hate calling out segues in video game podcasts, so we've probably lost a handful of people right now.
Oh,
No,
That
I
was
come
a
back.
5-star, now 1-star. Would
I
have
know.
made it 0. Yeah.
Yep.
but no, I played some Apex. I am at the moment. I'm trying not to burn out on it, so I'm doing quote unquote the bare minimum to get by with the season pass stuff for a little bit.
See the
Just
pre-show.
Yes, the pre-show. Just so I don't literally end up like, oh, I'm gonna play a hardcore for like half of the season pass, and it's like, oops, 2 weeks to go. Have fun getting these 70 levels.
Right. I did it to myself again.
Exactly. I do
Yeah.
it all of the time.
Are you running into the hit registration issues that I'm seeing?
Nope, because they fixed
Okay.
it in 3 days. They pushed out a patch real quick.
I saw there was a patch out, and a bunch of people are saying, like, that didn't fix it for me, but it fixed it for a bunch of people. Interesting.
I've seen some people say it fixed it, some people say it's not, but the majority of people who had issues with it have seen it get fixed.
That's fast. 3 days. Good on them.
I did see a great tweet by someone I follow being like, yeah, Rainbow Six Siege hasn't fixed its hit registration in 6 years, and Apex does it in 3 days. Like,
yeah,
throwing shade there towards Siege.
Yeah.
It's not their fault that they're in trouble. They are under siege, you might say.
Oh my God. I genuinely didn't know where you were going with that, and I hate that you just said that.
Oh, come on, look at the content they put out. Trying to keep all that stuff balanced, that's difficult.
Hey.
Not to mention that community is... Wrestling community is the most toxic.
Yes.
Video game is right underneath that. And
League of Legends is in between.
Sandwich between the two is League of Legends and Siege fans.
Boy, as someone who plays and enjoys The Division 2, another fine Ubisoft property, you want to talk about another massively toxic fan base? Whew. That's just a pack of feral wolves that you cannot make happy.
Honestly, I think you can say that about all Ubisoft games.
I was trying to come up with one where it's like, yeah, no, far, no. Assassin, no. Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, look at Assassin's Creed. You didn't show a female character and all of that specific type of person.
The women's in my video games.
No, a lot of people were happy that they didn't, and a lot of people were not happy that they did.
Right.
Or that they didn't. And it's just like, you literally can't win. You show 50-50, and one particular side of this argument is going to be very upset that there's a female in their video games.
Right. It just on principle.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like, Ubisoft games have it the hardest. Gee, I wonder why they haven't redone Splinter Cell. Could it be because it's an impossible task?
It's almost like remaking Resident Evil or Final Fantasy VII, like we said for so long, which is like, why bother? Because you can't make anyone happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's out, and no one's happy. Just be like Capcom. Just continually remake all of your games. So it's like, it's been 5 years. I'll play Resident Evil 1 again. Why not?
Dude, I would play the OG Splinter Cell if they give that a high-res redo. 100% I would play that thing.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's the Half-Life, Duke Nukem Forever problem. You can't please everybody, so please who you want or who you'd like to. And Ubisoft are guilty of this more than any other company, I would say. But I don't care if you come out and say that your games are not political. They are political. When you are releasing a game about hackers trying to overthrow the government who are watching them too much, that's a political message.
And the Division series is inherently incredibly political.
Mm-hmm. Spoiler alert. All games are politics.
Yeah.
All art is politics.
Yeah.
Everything is politics.
Yeah.
Let's embrace
except
that
for this fine show.
Yes, except for this fine show where we take a completely apolitical standpoint to everything.
Right. We probably don't.
No, we 100%
become a patron at...
Yeah, if you want our politics, you go to the Patreon and you listen to the outtakes. That's what you do.
That's where the real stuff happens. TVGP After Dark.
I hate you so much. But yes, Apex Legends. It's fun. Loba, the new character, I like. I haven't played as her yet, but I like her. She has some pretty interesting skills. I love the new character interactions they have, where everybody has, not everybody, but a lot of people have character-specific call and responses.
Oh, cool.
Mirage, the guy who makes holograms and is goofy, and Revenant, the guy from last year's season pass. Or last season pass, whatever. Last 90 days season pass, because I don't know
the
what
last
the time
guy
frame is anymore. Yeah. Anytime they interact, Mirage makes a joke about how Revenant is going to eat him. Legitimately eat him. He's a robot. He doesn't have internal organs, but yes, he's going to eat Mirage.
Right.
The idiot. Mirage did get a big buff, and so far my wife, who is a Mirage main, is loving it to the point where she loves playing Mirage again.
It sounds way better. Just without having played it a lot and just reading it on paper, it sounds way better.
He is 100% so much more useful than he used to be.
Yeah.
Like, you used to be able to very easily tell which one of his decoys were a decoy because it would run straight in a line and then there'd be a fence and it would just keep running up against the fence.
Yeah.
It's like, gee, I wonder which one's the decoy.
Right.
Now you can control the decoys, so you can send it out, take control of it, and then make it move whatever you do.
Mm-hmm.
And then now when you use his ultimate and like decoys come out from all directions, they do random things. Like they will run, they will jump, they will crouch, they'll run in little circles, they'll find cover. It's genuinely speaking, he's probably one of the most powerful characters in the game now.
Nice.
And Lifeline is a worthless piece of trash because she is from like, she needs some love, man. She really does. Like, speaking as someone who likes playing as Lifeline, she needs some love.
Yeah, just a little bit of a buff.
A little bit of a buff. The blue chests and her being able to open a secret compartment means nothing.
Yeah.
So go away with your stupid Lifeline. Anyway. I played some 2 Point Hospital. I got to the rich person hospital.
Yes.
I think I'm at 2 stars right now. I'm working my way on my 3 because I cannot progress until I've completed every objective.
That is the one I just finished this morning, getting 3 stars. And getting your hospital value up to 5 million is so incredibly hard. By the time I finished, I was at year 25.
Jeez.
My hospital just ran itself. All of my staff members were happy because I had my policies and all that stuff. I had over $10 million in the bank. And I kept pushing up like 3.75 million, 4.5 million. I'd get up to like 4.8 million, and it really only calculates every month. It would like jump up a little bit and then drop back down by like 500,000. It's like, oh my God, I don't know what I did wrong. All right, let me try and get everybody happy, make sure that there aren't a ton of ghosts around. That's where I found one of the bugs I had with my reception desks that I wrote on Twitter, which was super. Basically, in the game, it'll show you if there's a queue for somewhere, and the default value is 6 or higher. So if anything gets to 6, you kind of have a bottleneck with that thing. I noticed a lot of people walking from one building to another, which is odd in and of itself, because there shouldn't be a lot of people bunched up. So I go and look where they're going. One of my reception desks above it says 57.
Yep.
And I have like 8 reception desks that should never have a queue. And I wrote to Moon on Twitter that I found that people weren't going to any of the other reception desks, but if I picked them up and put them back down, for some reason they just sprung back to life, and people were like, "Oh, I can check over on this one."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate the rich people hospital. Although I'm not going to lie, a second I started in that map, I went into my prices slider and went tick, 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 tick.
Yep.
And threw 30% increase on all of that stuff.
Yep.
And enjoyed it for a while until my reputation went through the floor because nobody wanted to pay $8 to play an arcade machine. You grow up in the 2020s and you tell me that $8 is not worth to go on that arcade machine. You liar.
That's the hospital where I just ran back-to-back marketing. Because it's like, you can pump up your prices. I left them at 30% the whole time, but I was getting really aggressive with marketing. It's like, you're unhappy, and every once in a while someone's not going to pay for treatment, and I'll lose out like soda. 15. Yeah, I'll lose out on like $15,000, but I have 40 other people at the same time all paying, so...
Yeah, it kind of balances itself out. It does make me laugh though, because I was thinking about this the other day. I'm guessing the hospital I have next is the government contracted hospital that you were talking about.
When I finished with that one, I had like 5 other hospitals open. So I actually went. I can talk about it in a minute, but I went to a different hospital than the government contracted one.
Yeah, because that made me laugh, because that's like, here is an American hospital, here is an English hospital.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah,
like. Okay, I didn't think about that until literally this week. I was like, oh, I've got the UK hospital next.
Yeah. Oh, right.
That's what it is. I see. Now I'm a clever boy. That's right. Although it does make me laugh that this theme hospital, one of the greatest games of its genre, was invented by a bunch of English people.
Yes.
about
Like
American
very
hospitals.
clearly making fun of the American health system.
Yes.
Yeah.
It tickled me to no end. But yes, shall we? Do you want to cover your 2-point hospital experience this
Yeah.
week?
I managed to get the trophy for getting all 8 awards
Yeah.
in 1 year.
Go away, you. By the way,
So, how I did it was in the 3rd hospital. It's the one before you get marketing, but you have training. And essentially, what I did was I set my threshold for
treatment.
Yeah, for treatment to 97%. And I trained everyone up to like 5, the rank 5 of their specific thing. So like if you're a psychiatrist, you only know
5.
Yeah, you only know psychiatry and up to rank 5, and then restrict them to only work in those places. All my machines are ranked up to the highest they can go, all level 2 and a couple level 3. And I just kind of left my hospital running for a while. Like, I'm managing it, but I'm not really interfering. Saying no to any of those, like, 7 people need to come in for...
Yeah.
Nope, go somewhere else. And I genuinely didn't think I was ever going to get it, and it just popped up 1 year. I just had 1 year where I didn't kill anyone, and I wasn't trying, and that's the hardest one to do.
So the hospital I'm currently on now, the rich people one, my very first year, 1 death with 3 days left in the year.
Oh my god. Couldn't you have just held on 3 more days,
Literally,
dude?
the award season countdown was on the screen when the dude died. And then after the award season, I popped in and I was like, I'm going to check because I think that guy I just saw die was my first death of this year. So I'm going to go into my stats after this award season and look. Sure enough, 1 death with like 3 days left.
Swear to God. That's honestly the hardest achievement or trophy in the game. And I it's one of those where it's like, I get what you're going for. And like in that rich people hospital, you can probably do it. But the further you get in the game and the more stuff you get unlocked, the harder it becomes.
So
and it feels like one of those trophies where it's like, I know what you're going for, but it feels so much meaner than so many of the other trophies.
Yeah. It makes sense. I think they're probably expecting you to knock that one out like real early.
Yeah, like accidentally.
Like accidentally get it in like your first year or so, but then it's just like, no, I'm just gonna, sit here and end up being very, very less well off because everybody dies everywhere in all of my hospitals.
Yeah.
And I ain't getting this award at all.
So the next hospital I went to after 3-starring the rich people hospital's Overlook. It's like the one on a mountain all the way in the north part. Excuse me, the north part. Boy, this one's really weird. It's another hospital where you don't get money from treatment or vending or diagnosis or any of that stuff. But you get money for completing objectives, and a lot of them are easy where it's like, diagnose 7 people, we give you $35,000. So it's stuff you're doing anyway. But the real twist of it is the bosses of the hospital cover hospital costs based on how many people you cured in the last quarter.
Interesting.
So if you cured 8 out of 10 people, they cover 80% of your costs for the next quarter. But if you only cure 5 out of 10, they only cover 50% of your costs. So,
interesting.
Like, you can't do the normal thing at the beginning where it's like, I'm going to bump that treatment number down to 80%, and we're just going to get them in and out. Like, you have to keep it at 95% and just kind of make your hospital run super smoothly. The hospital is largely built already, which makes it a little bit more tough.
Interesting.
So it's been really interesting, and there's also a new illness.
Malady.
Yeah, what is it called? Barking mad? It just, oh my god. So the thing they say is like, you need to meet your objectives for like your first quarter, and this hospital's Yelp reviews are in the drain. So part of it is you really have to pump that up through aggressive marketing. So eventually they say, all right, we can now treat Barking Mad. They're going to give you the technology for it. You should get your first Barking Mad patients pretty soon. So I build the room for Barking Mad. It's this rather large room. And for anyone that hasn't played it, you basically set up the framework for the room first. Like, oh, this has to be 4x3, 4x4, 3x3, something like that. The 4x4 room. So you draw the room, I get it all in the right place, and then the very next thing it wants you to place is the machine to do the treatment. So like the deluxe place has this thing where it has like a screwdriver on the top, and it's pulling. It has somewhere to throw the light bulbs and stuff. This one is just a giant doghouse in the middle of a field.
Oh my word!
And I was like, okay, I'm not entirely sure what this is, but I'm
did
assuming
fairies invade your hospital?
It's people dressed up as dogs and walking on all fours around the hospital, and there are multiple kind of dog suits, and essentially for treatment, there's like a mailbox out front that has a giant red button in it. So you open the mailbox, you throw a ball in the house, it slams on them, and then just like jostles them around in this house, and then they come out dressed as a normal person. 2 Point Hospital is so good.
Yeah, I really liked Animal Magnetism, by the way.
Animal Magnetism is really good. It's a dude who just has a bunch of like raccoons stuck to
gophers and stuff like that just stuck to them, and the way they get rid of it is they fire like a high pressure air cannon at them.
Yep.
Like they strap them and then just like with this air cannon and send these animals into the net, which sinks into the ground, and you never see those animals again.
It's so good. This game is really, really, really good, and I'm number one. I'm impressed by how much content there is in it. I feel like a lot of times I'll get to 2 stars in a hospital. I'm like, hey, congratulations, you got these new machines, these upgrades, and then we just unlocked 4 more hospitals. And it's just like I haven't even touched the DLC yet. Like I don't even know how to get there yet, and you're just giving me all this stuff. Can't recommend it enough. It's on PC and Xbox Game Pass. Please go try it before it leaves Game Pass. If you're listening to this show, I'm fairly sure you'll enjoy it. Mm-hmm. It's so good. Dope. Yeah. And it's really light. It's not one of those games that you have to manage like every single second. You know, it's nothing like that.
Yeah, and it's not like super serious either. I mean, clearly from Animal Magnetism and, you know.
Barking Mad.
Yeah. Like, it feels nice and light. So despite the nature of the game and the setting of it, it's actually not too bad.
Yeah.
Like when you get mock star syndrome and you get people, just literally 10 people with sirens above their head walking in dressed as Freddie Mercury with like the little half barrel like microphone as well, where it's just like a mini mic stand.
It's really good.
Like, it's so good.
Yeah.
Team 2 Point, I almost got the Team Hospital then. 2 Point Hospital is a solid game.
Yeah.
Genuinely good game.
Yeah.
I have one more game to talk about this week.
Animal Crossing.
No. One Switch in this household, thank you very much. And that
get thee behind me, Satan.
Switch that. Yeah.
I'm never gonna give it up.
Someone in Discord this week recommended to me that Civ 6 is free on, I think it's like Epic Games Store or something.
Who? This is like us suggesting that you get into Elite Dangerous. We know that's a bad idea.
Why don't you just try snorting cocaine? It's fun. Mm-hmm. It's just like I can't, man. Like I've resisted 6 games in this franchise because I know it's guaranteed it will be a problem. I can't take that first hit. I cannot.
I went into the Epic Store, claimed it, and then closed the Epic Store right after that.
Right. Yep. I can't even tempt myself with like, oh, it's in your library. I'll sleepwalk and install it on my PC some night. Like,
yeah,
it's bad.
Before you know it, you wake up and you have like a mouse and a keyboard on one of those lap boards, and you're playing it on the couch in the living room.
Turn 50 at 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing pretty well.
No, my final game this week, because I wanted something dumb.
Okay, I like it.
Because I wanted something real dumb.
All right.
My Little Pony Rescue?
No. I said dumb, not cute.
That's right.
I picked up Maneater.
Nice.
Aha.
For those of you who don't know, Maneater is the shark sim game that recently came out.
The Shark PG.
Yes, the Shark PG. Yep. If you've listened to the show for a while, you would have heard me talk about a little cell phone game called Hungry Shark Evolution.
Yes,
which
that's right.
I was a big fan of. And then they released a console version, and I was still a big fan of.
Mm-hmm.
And then a completely different company thought, well, let's just make that into a 3D open world environment rather than a 2D side-scrolling thing. And guess what? I'm still a huge fan of it. Despite the fact that this is Unreal Engine 4, and when you eat humans, it's not cute, it's bloody disgusting.
The water turns a bright kind of red.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is basically Hungry Shark Evolution, except with a lot less microtransactions. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
And a really weird presentation.
Okay.
Because this thing is presented like a documentary show, while at the same time being an animal wildlife show.
Okay. I like it.
So at the start of the game, it has a theme tune, an introduction, a channel blip in the bottom right-hand corner.
Oh, I like it.
Of this profile of this shark hunter, who is clearly the person who is being portrayed in this TV show.
Mm.
And he's talking about how sharks are nasty, kill them all, like God sort them out, that kind of thing.
Right.
And then, to steal Vinnie Caravella's impeccable word here, you have a very small tutorial, or abilities,
Yep.
Where you play a shark that gets eventually caught by this shark hunter. Things happen. You take over a different shark, and I want that shark hunter to die right this second for everything he's done to me 5 minutes into the game.
I need to eat him.
And then the second you take control of the shark, it becomes like an animal wildlife thing. It's like, here is a bull shark. Bull sharks, weirdly enough, can swim in both salt and regular water. Yeah, they can swim in both. Bull sharks are responsible for eating up to X amount of tonnage of garbage that sits on the bottom of the oceans every single year. It's like,
interesting.
What's going on? This was a reality TV show 10 minutes ago, and now it's an animal wildlife documentary. Well, this makes no sense. Now it's
Planet Earth 2? What's happening here?
Yeah, these things are very strange, but it does the exact same thing as Hungry Shark Evolution, where you start as a pup, and then you have to eat little things and get... I was going to try and put shark and XP in the same word together, but then I realized that would sound very questionable and would immediately get vetoed and probably bleeped.
It might be an accidental bleep where it's like, ooh, that's not good.
Questionable one there.
A shark experience.
Yes, you get that.
Yeah.
And then you level up. And as you level up, I think every 4 or 5 levels or so far, I have grown to the next stage of She-evolution. And I go from a pup to a teen. I just hit adult, and I'm now 2.26 meters long. And those pesky humans who I used to have to bite like 10 times to eat, now I just give them 2 bites and swallow them whole.
Nice.
It's so dumb. Here is an area full of people throwing garbage in your ocean, in your little part of the bayou. These people are throwing garbage from this bar into this place. Go kill 10 of them to tell them to stop it. So you literally jump out the water onto the bar and then start numbing your way down the bar.
Hell yeah.
Flip-flopping, splish-splashing on the land, jump back into the water so you don't suffocate to death, which the suffocation noise is really weird when it's inversed. When it's people suffocating or an animal suffocating on air rather than water. Like, that's a really weird change of audio sounds that I'm not used to, and it's kind of gross.
Yeah.
Then you jump back in the water, and then you swim around, you kill a couple of fishies, you get your health back, you avoid the level 19 alligator who you know you're going to come back for later.
Oh yeah,
You
he's gonna
belong
get
to
it.
me. You are going to be my boots by the end of this game, friend.
My purple boots.
Yes. And as you're doing it, you bunch of different experience types, bunch of different things. Bounty hunters show up. You kill the bounty hunters. I still haven't got to the point where I'm seeing that original bounty hunter again. I haven't seen him yet.
He'll get his.
He will when I'm a giant shark with weird teeth, because by killing bounty hunters and gaining rep and experience, not only do you grow up, but you also gain mutations. Such as my health bar is now longer, such as my sonar is now longer, because of course it's a shark game, so you hit B and it goes whoop, and then it shows you where all the collectibles are.
Right.
Yes, there are collectibles. Of course there are collectibles. It's a game in 2020. Shut up.
That shark needs trophies.
Yes, 100%. Your shark might need trophies. Mine needs achievements.
Well, you gotta have some bobbleheads for his little lair.
Yes, exactly. So far it's fun. Literally, I picked it up because I wanted something dumb and I wanted something fun.
Yeah.
And when I killed the first bounty hunter and I got big teeth, which allow me to destroy boats faster, I was like, cool.
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
That's a great upgrade.
And then I killed the second bounty hunter and I got electric teeth, which allow me to shock creatures. So let me tell you about that level 18 alligator that I totally made my boots, because now I have electric teeth and he can't move.
Right. You stun lock him. I like it. I've also heard it's like, if you just do the main story, it's only about 10 hours long.
That's exactly what I went for.
Perfect.
Yeah, one of the guys that I moderate for, he 100%ed the thing with all achievements in 18 hours.
Nice. I love it.
So
I just wanted something stupid. I wanted something dumb where I can jump out, I can do the whole Meg thing and just jump out of a pool of water, land on these people on this paddle boat, and then just eat them both while on top of the paddle boat, go yum 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 yum, and then once they were dead, just go bloop straight into the water.
That sounds so good.
I wanted something stupid and dumb, and I got something stupid and dumb, and I ain't complaining about that, because so far I'm enjoying everything about this game.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a lock-on feature is the one downside so far. So it's really easy it's very much like Elite Dangerous now. Imagine Elite Dangerous if you couldn't have the lock-on thing with that dot on the basically on the 4 planes or 3 planes, the up, down, and everything else. It's like that if you can't lock on. So it's very difficult sometimes to keep an eye on something like a barracuda, which, if you don't know, folks, barracudas swim real fast.
Yeah.
And it's kind of difficult to keep track of them sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, the guy that I was modding for was having a lot of issues where he was trying to take down just a regular alligator, but since there's so much fish around, it would constantly deviate from what he was trying to do, and the camera would move. So he couldn't keep track of the thing that he was trying to attack because there was so much other stuff around him. So that seemed like a real hassle.
That is the only issue I've really bumped into so far, is that kind of too much stuff. Camera kind of decides it wants to go a little bit on its own way. Other than that, I'm loving it. The shark looks cool. The water looks incredible. The environments look great. They've got like location-based like collectibles where it's like, oh, here is like a landmark thing, and you go and hit it, and it's 2 people who are on a love heart paddle boat who are now skeletons in the water, and it gives you a little bit of lore. It's like, oh yeah, due to an argument between 2 police departments over jurisdiction lines, these 2 are going to be stuck here until that can all get figured out. It's like,
great,
cool, little bit of lore, little funny scene, whatever.
Yeah, having fun with it.
It doesn't take itself too seriously, with the exception of immediately wanting me to kill that stupid hunter guy. Like, I want him dead. I want that guy gone as quick as possible. So
he's the most hillbilly hateable character.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Yeah,
real bad.
Maneater sounds really great. It's like one of 2020's surprise hits, where it's like, yeah, you can play as a shark, and it's really good.
It's arcadey as all kinds of hell, and I'm fine with that. I don't care that I can do a triple jump out of the water. Do you think I care? I'm a shark flying through the air, landing on a golf course.
It's not Shark Simulator 2020, and sort of thankfully.
Even in Goat Simulator, the goat had a jetpack, so...
That's true.
And you could summon Satan.
Yeah,
That's true. That game really went some places. I forgot about that.
Yes. And based on the trailer for this game goes places based on the mutated purple shark I saw in the trailer.
Yeah, perfect.
So I'm interested to see how that things go. But that's all I've been playing this week. Nip, over to you.
All right. So starting out this week, my son and I played a bunch of Rocket League. They have a new mode for this season. I don't remember what it's called, but basically what happens is whenever the ball touches something, it homes in on a goal.
Oh,
and
weird.
The ball will change colors. So if your team hits the ball and you're on the orange team, it'll change colors to blue, and it will home in on the blue's goal. And if it hits a wall or if somebody else hits it, it'll automatically go back towards your goal.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it is fast and kind of a pain. There's a lot of... Go ahead.
Is this like super aggressive ping pong, but with auto aim?
Kind of, yeah. Because this ball, I've had it several times where it'll be like somebody will hit it to my left, and it will start to like curve back towards your goal. So there's been several times where I've thought I was about ready to hit it, and all of a sudden the ball just kind of curves to the goal, and I just completely whiff it, and it's kind of maddening.
Yeah.
There's also been several times where, because I don't know if the ball is bouncing extra than it normally does, but I feel like it bounces really high, and we were constantly having goals against us and against the other teams where it would hit like just at the pole and still get in. So it's like, so unless you're already floating up in the air, you have no way of hitting this thing. Wow. that was kind of a pain, but it made for very interesting gameplay.
Yeah.
And it also, we had to change our strategy a lot because there's no real reason for there to be, because it's a 3 versus 3 match. Normally, the way we would play it, one person would be at goal and 2 people would be off defending, and the goalie would kind of go, midfield and back and forth just to guard. Since the ball is already moving and homing by itself, there didn't really need to be anyone on offense. You kind of needed everybody back by the goal to make sure the ball didn't bounce back into yours.
Right.
Yeah.
So that made for a complete change of strategy that my son and I had to work around and figure out, especially with one random person playing with us who just never seemed to care.
Right.
Yeah.
But whatever. That was cool. We played a lot of that. We won a couple. Like, my son is like level 70 in this game, and I think I just hit like 28.
Jeez.
Obviously plays it way more than I do, but he was having a blast. That's all that matters. Next game that I was playing was Call of Duty. It was shouting my woes to Busted and Moon before we started anything. Had a lot of issues with spawning in this game, where basically I would spawn in front of an enemy and die, and it got to the point where I almost recorded it because I had 9 back-to-back deaths with nothing that I could do about.
Yeah.
And that was really infuriating. Man. And this is just in regular multiplayer. So that just sucked. I'm kind of back on hating this game, but I played a lot of Warzone with a couple friends, and I went from like a level 45 battle pass to I'm 75 now in the battle pass.
Oh wow!
So I think I'll make it this season again.
Chances are good.
Yeah, I think I have 9 days left, 8 or 9. So
yeah, something like that. My wife is trying to get the Tamagotchi. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like 80 something. I just want to get all 100 because I'm a perfectionist like that in a weird way sometimes. Sometimes I just don't care, and other times for random things I'm just like, no, it has to be all of it or I'm not doing any of it.
Right.
Oh, I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about. 1,000 Gamers Go.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's it for Call of Duty. I will eventually play it. I think now I'm just back in the state where if I'm not playing it with friends, I don't want to play it anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Because then I could just sit there and shoot the S with people and not really care, instead of just quietly, or not so quietly, swearing at my TV and threatening to throw my controller at it.
Right.
Next game I played was Yakuza Kiwami.
Yeah.
I have beaten this game.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is with me in this game series where I'll get real hard into it and then just fall off.
Yeah.
And then get real hard into it again.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe like the middle section of the story just isn't catching me. I'm like, whatever. And then I just drop it. And then I get picking it back up, get towards the end, the story picks back up again. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm all in. And
well, Kiwami's story was really uneven, especially because you could tell where they added the Majima stuff, where it's like, all right, this story's going crazy. Now I'm going to another town to go fight Majima, and then when I come back, like everything's just normal. Like it felt pretty uneven.
Well, there was also the video game issue of, hey, so and so has been kidnapped and they're threatening to kill them. Why don't you go do some side quests before you move on to do that thing? And I'm like,
yep.
Where's the urgency?
Right. Are you sure I need to? There are bombs planted all over the city. You don't have to worry about them right now. Though.
Exactly. Like, they're holding someone hostage and I'm hanging out with hostesses so I can get my rank up. And
exactly.
Not a care in the world.
I got stuff to do.
Yeah, but that game left off on a real good note. Eventually, I will probably pick up, what is it, Kiwami 2?
Yeah.
Was there a second? Okay. Yeah. So eventually I'll probably pick that up and play it and go through the same cycle again of being really hard into it, and then you just won't hear me talk about it for months on it.
Yeah, I haven't started Kiwami 2 because I started 6, and 6 is really good, but I haven't played it in so long that I feel like I'd have to start it back over, so it's like, well, why wouldn't I just start Kiwami 2, and I'll just play through all of them. Yeah. Someday.
6 is when they went... That's Judgment?
No, Judgment is a separate... It's by the same studio, but it's a totally different game.
Okay. When did
6 was the one with Owen Shaw.
Okay. All right. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, 6 is the last Kiryu game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because right now, with where the story left off, I'm real interested to see on what happens from here on out. So that's why I want to kind of continue playing them in order. So, and plus hearing what they're doing with the new games got me real interested.
Yeah, boy, that
the
new
crazy
game looks,
crap they're throwing in there.
That new game looks really good. I'm very happy that it'll be day and date with the Series X. I think that's a really smart choice.
Yeah. Next game after that, Code Vein. Also beat that game.
Hey.
Found out that because of what I did, I got a certain ending. This game has 3 endings.
Did you get the bad ending?
No, apparently I got the good ending, or the middle ending. I don't know if it's good, neutral, and bad, or super good, good, and bad, or whatever.
Right.
So,
it's inspired by Dark Souls, so it's probably bad, and worse.
Yeah.
Well, this one actually left off on a pretty decent high note. But before I even got to that point, apparently there are some choices and things that you can do in this game that lead you towards whatever ending path you're going to take. And of course, since I was playing this without a guide, I managed to stumble upon the ending choice that has the hardest final boss on my first playthrough.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah. And I took out the main bad guy forever ago, last time I talked about this game, and I had said that there was one area that I had to take care of. That area was very short and sweet. You get to the area, you get to this boss. It was kind of hard, but not terrible. Took him out. Then the cutscene happens. And then I know this is an ongoing staple for me, but literally the Latin music starts. I'm like,
that's right.
Damn.
Oh, now it's coming.
Yeah, and then the boss one-shots me before I can even get close to it again. I was like, oh, God, this is going to suck. So I kept going up against the boss trying to figure it out. The thing that you're fighting, you're in like this round arena, basically. And it is this massive boss that takes up about a quarter of this arena. And its attacks can reach pretty much across from the arena. Just its like regular melee attacks. And then it has like area of effect attacks. Then it has hey, we're just going to blow up this whole arena attacks. And on. And then come to find out, once I was finally getting down what it could do and how to defend against it, it's like, all right, cool. I'm going to start going on the offensive. And I'm like doing only hundreds of points of damage when I would normally be doing thousands of points of damage. So like the little health bar that it has is just not even ticking away. I'm not even seeing noticeable things happening to this health bar as I'm hitting it. Oh my God. find out that if I do not hit it head on, its front, you only do a third damage.
Oh, okay.
But if you hit it head on, you do full damage.
Hmm.
The problem with hitting it head on is that it has an attack that it does from the front, which is basically a beam attack that goes all the way across the field. It has a stomp attack because you can run under this thing because it's so big.
Mm-hmm.
And it also has like this claw attack where it can reach pretty much the distance of the arena. And it's a guarantee hit almost if you're in front of it.
Oh boy.
So you kind of have to play this weird balancing game where you're underneath it in the middle, but close enough that when it gets done doing its attacks, you can kind of turn around and still hit the front while underneath it.
Okay.
Until it starts doing this thing where it flies up in the air and does its we're going to take everything out in the arena attack.
The black wings unfurl, the Latin lyrics really come out.
So the thing that really saved me is that the partner that I could have with me, her name is Io, and she can do healing.
Yeah.
The thing with her healing is that she basically gives you her health in exchange for you gaining health. So her health will go dangerously low, mine will fill up, but then she also has an ability that she can use to just heal herself.
Oh, okay.
So I was trying to go back and forth with the aggro to finally get it so that, okay, she just healed me, so if she gets attacked, she's going to die. I have full health, so I'm going to start attacking this thing to draw its attention, so it gives her enough time so she can heal herself.
Mm-hmm.
And then by that time, usually she can get a couple attacks in, and then I need healing again.
Mm.
It was a weird razor's edge dance that we had to do, and finally beat it. And I got real greedy towards the end because it had like a sliver of health, and it just was not going down no matter what I did.
Oh man!
And finally took it out because it was going to be one of those game raging moments of no, it was right there.
Right. You both killed each other at the same time.
Yeah. So finally killed him. I get my ending. Keeps everything open for a second game, which is awesome because I would really love to see a second game. And then I found out that the producer really likes God Eater, which is why there's also God Eater like costumes and clothes packs and stuff that you can get for this game.
Oh, okay.
And some of the things that you see that happen at the end have a lot of God Eater inspiration to them.
Ooh.
Which makes me wonder if they're going to try to mingle them a little bit.
Yeah, like if you get a crossover.
Yeah, because the way... With the ending that I had, the way everything looks, it looks like I could just walk into that world and be perfectly fine.
Right.
So that would be kind of awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, really great game. I really love it. And I was trying to, after I'd beaten that, I was trying to find a cooldown game. And at the time I couldn't find anything, so I just jumped back into Code Vein for several hours. Because I still have like all my gifts that I have to get and, try to figure out what I have to do for the other endings and all that fun stuff. So so I played that for a lot more. And then this week, a game happened to go on sale that I was watching, and that game is Greedfall.
Oh, right.
This is made by Spider, which made Technomancer.
Yeah.
So I haven't gotten terribly far into this game, but it is on sale. I don't remember if it ends today or tomorrow, the 25th, but it's on sale for like $16.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, well, yeah, I'm going to pick that up. So bought it on Xbox. I'm I think I'm like 2 hours into it. Basically, I got to a point where I have to sneak into a shipping warehouse and not get caught. And I was like, all right, that seems like a good place to end it because I'm not wanting to sneak right now.
Right.
I was more in the mood to kill stuff, not be all sneaky. So the only issue that I have with this game so far is the camera was way too sensitive, where you would just barely touch the stick and that thing would just swing all the way around.
The opposite of the problem with Technomancer, where it's like, please, I just want to turn this camera, please.
Yeah, so I had to turn that sensitivity down, and that was good. And the other problem is momentum with this game, where the character like just trying to get them to look at a crate. It's like, all right, cool. I'm running towards the crate. Now I'm stopping, and I ran past the crate. Well, let me turn around and look at the crate. No, now I turned all the way around and
step.
Is it the Witcher motion delay thing where you press a button and it's like 4 steps to turn around, and by the time you've done that, you've already corrected too far?
There's a reason why they patched that out of Witcher 3.
Yeah. But besides that, the game so far, I'm liking it. There's a little bit of story. There's some weird disease that's going on, and you are leaving on a journey to an island.
Neck tattoo things?
They haven't specifically said if that's for them, because your main character has that black inky tattoo looking thing, but no one ever calls that out or anything. This is more like people have like milky white eyes, and like there's this weird, I won't say growth, but it's basically like your veins and stuff on your face are bulging out and you're a little bit discolored. And I've seen it on a couple people. It's kind of weird. And it sounds like you're going on this expedition to try to find a cure for whatever this thing is. But we haven't gotten too far into that because I am currently looking for my drunk brother who was supposed to be on the ship with us for this expedition, but has all of a sudden disappeared because he apparently partied too much. So that's my first
RPGs.
quest. Yeah. So looking for the drunk brother. I found a couple other quests within the city. The city that you started in is actually a pretty decent size. And you get a couple fights to check, to try, because you could pick, when you create your character, you can pick what class you're going to be, and it's just standard fighter, fighter, engineer, and mage.
Okay.
So nothing too big, but you can test out your abilities and screwing around. They got a lot of cool stuff for the combat that I haven't gotten too much into because I've only been in 2 fights. So I'll talk about that more hopefully soon.
Yeah.
That's all I've been playing.
I might have to talk about that at some point soon too. Because that game looks 100% like a game I am very interested in playing. Never heard of it before now. Obviously, not paying too much attention. But yeah, $49 reduced to $16. I'll take you up on that 67% discount. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it got a lot of coverage when Spider put it out last year, or super early this year, because everyone sort of pointed at laughed at Technomancer. It's like, look at this thing. Look at this like budget Mass Effect thing. Look at this weird thing. And they come out with this thing where it's like, yeah, we made some money on Technomancer and we put a budget behind this game and sort of figured out the problems with that other one. And a bunch of people played and reviewed it and they're like, hey, this is actually really good. It's like, yeah, just give a studio time to like get there.
Yeah, and I still they have improved a lot since Technomancer, but this is still a small studio.
Yeah.
So there are some things here and there that I'm just giving them a pass because what they've done and what they've improved since their last game.
Yeah.
I mean, they did great so far.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to playing more of it. And it's all like this colonial style, I guess, setting, like 1800s. It's not steampunk or anything. It's just very colonial style. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I know it's somebody who likes that kind of wheelhouse, so hopefully she will enjoy this game.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's all I've been up to. So what about you, Boston?
I played a bunch more Glass Masquerade 2 this week. It was there on my dashboard on my PS4, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I will build some puzzles. Let's do this. As much as I loved the first one, as much as I'm loving this one, which is a lot, I still, the change of style is still not clicking with me. I loved the first game because in the first game you're building clocks, and they're these like stained glass clocks, and they're always like, they were themed after the country that you're building the clock for, so they were all pretty nice. This one, they're clearly going for some sort of darker themes and sort of like, not really horror, but like, this one has an evil clown on it. This one has like a marionette. This one has like Cerberus on it and stuff like that. I don't think it really is clicking with me for a puzzle game. I'm not saying that all puzzle games have to be like blue sky and I'm making the Windows 7 background with the rolling green hills. It's nothing like that. It's just sort of like, if I'm going to spend a bunch of time with this puzzle, making like an evil, creepy clown is kind of not the thing that I want to do. Which isn't me saying don't play the game, because it is a really great puzzle game, and we really don't ever get those. And the hard mode on this is really good because you have to rotate the puzzle pieces. They're not in the right orientation. And a lot of puzzles have like 50 to 70 pieces on them. So it makes it more difficult, but it doesn't make it one of those puzzles where it's like, easy mode was like 75 pieces. Hard mode is 1,500. It's nothing crazy like that. But Last Masquerade 2 is still really good. I'd still recommend both of them. They're both really cheap, and they both don't have an impossible amount of content, but they have quite a bit. And it's fun to make puzzles. And it's nice to play a puzzle building game where the controls work, which I will again say is something that I feel like we should have figured out by this point. But between Glass Masquerade and Puzzle Arcade, those are kind of the only two that kind of function, which is just the weirdest thing. But please, can I get smart delivery for Puzzle Arcade, please? Like, one of these days I'll just have to make my own puzzle game, and I'll just copy Puzzle Arcade, and I'll call it Puzzle Arcade 2. And who's gonna stop me? Other game I played this week is Animal Crossing. We bought a Switch for my wife. We bought the one I was able to find in stock from a third-party seller was a Switch Lite, which she was excited about because she says she'll never dock it, which is true. So we got her.
She definitely won't.
Now there's not even an option. We got her the gray Switch Lite because it was the cheapest one in stock from the reseller, which normally when you hear reseller, especially on something that's hot like the Switch right now, you expect it to be like, here's a brand new Switch for $750. It was like $10 more. So it wasn't anything where it's like, all right, we can buy a third-party one. It showed up in like 3 days. It's actually a third-party seller that we bought via Walmart, and it showed up in like 3 days. Brand new thing, never been opened. It was really great. She got everything set up. First game, I gave her my cartridge for Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, because that game is incredible. And she downloaded Animal Crossing, and she has been playing that a whole bunch. And
did she get bitten too? Not literally, because there are tarantulas, but did she get the bite?
Yeah, and I think she's enjoying it for the same reason I am, where you can play it a little bit here and there. Like, our kid is super excited to kind of help us, which is usually her saying like, hey, you need to clean up the beach. There's a lot of shells. The beach needs to be clean. It's like, oh, okay, hold on. Just
the micromanager returns.
Yeah, like, gosh, you're so bossy. My pockets are full. Jeez. She finished her first day pretty nicely. I didn't realize you couldn't use the airport on your first day. So this morning I was able to go over to her island, give her a bunch of fruit and like some of the DIY recipes and a bunch of wood and stuff like that. So
the old "You're My Friend" starter pack.
Yeah, like Moon, like your wife did, by giving me the plan for the ladder super early. I was able to go over and give my wife the plan for the ladder and the that like pole thing that lets you hop over rivers, because the frustrating part of Animal Crossing is you spend so much time like picking out an island layout, and then you can only explore like a fifth of it. And then they give you this, your whole starting area is surrounded by rivers, which you can't cross. So, and the game doesn't really tell you how to get across it. So at the beginning, it's sort of like, is there a jump button? Like, how do I even get across this? So it's nice to be able to go in someone else's game. It's like, all right, here is 50,000 bells. Here's a bunch of DIY stuff. You'll unlock the bench to make stuff pretty soon, and just go make this stuff, and you can explore your entire island. And I think I think once she can open up the museum, I think that's really going to grab her too. But yeah, she's having a lot of fun, just kind of catching bugs and fishing and weeding her island and just kind of taking it easy and having fun. So
the blue sky game.
Yeah, and it's one that, like 2 Point Hospital for us right now, you don't. If something needs your attention for 5 minutes, that's fine. Like the I think a strength and a weakness of Animal Crossing is that it's tied to the actual calendar and actual clock, which is fine if you're in the middle of something. You don't have to worry about paying attention to it because you have like 18 more hours today to get that done.
Yeah.
As opposed to something like Stardew Valley, where it's like, I have X number of hours today, I need to get this laundry list of stuff done. Which I did convince her to buy Stardew Valley, and we did hop into a co-op game, and I realized a co-op game tells you 0 about how to play that game. So
play the first little bit solo, please.
Yeah, so like I need to she needs to play it solo, or like I need to spend a bunch of time, like both of us in the living room. I have it on the TV so I can say, all right, this is all your tools do. This is sort of your introduction to it. Maybe once Animal Crossing winds down.
I say just dust off your binder with manual notes and pass it on.
All right, sit down for the first of my 10-part seminar. All right, part 1. Check my YouTube channel. Yeah. But yeah, that's all I've been playing this week. So let's take a break.
Yep.
I actually got a text from my wife.
What are you talking about, real quick? I'm going to run the bathroom.
Okay.
Did she hear you talking about her?
No, apparently one of my cats got out because our 3-year-old won't come in the house, and he's hunting a bird's nest outside. So
that's good. I've got Louise sitting outside my door screaming for the past like half an hour.
I'm so hungry. Well, I will hang out with Chat. Hi, Chat. Let's check out our news stories here while I figure out what to eat for dinner. Let's think. Do you maybe want Chipotle or Five Guys? Question mark. Chipotle is a favorite. All right. This week in games. Let's see if I missed anything on my list here. We have a bunch of indie stuff. The hard part that I have with a bunch of this indie stuff is like, I don't want to talk about absolutely everything and like every piece of DLC that comes out and all that stuff, because then we'll spend another hour on... God, we've almost spent 2 hours. Jesus. We'll spend another hour on just releases, but I sort of feel like we'll miss something if we don't talk about everything. But then it's like Rising Lords, Mist of Noya, Monster Territory. It's like, I don't know what half of this stuff is. Those Who Remain. The Game Paradise Cruisin' Mix Special. I don't want any. Hill Climbing Mania. Let's see if this is something Moon might be interested in. Oh, I was hoping it'd be another like procedurally generated bike game, but it is a like a car driving game.
Jeez.
Never mind. Let's sing 2020.
Outside the fucking door for 30 fucking minutes without coming in and saying, hello, everybody.
Hi, Louise. No, let me down, please.
Do you want to see the flip? Let's see. She doesn't like to be picked up unless she is facing you, so I'm going to bring it close to my chest and she's going to rotate 180 degrees to get a good hug going on.
Okay.
My cat does that same thing. Yep.
Oh, that's better. There it is.
Mine will like try to like get past my shoulder and just grip on. It's like, I'm not gonna drop you.
Like, I'll see if I can do it from the floor. Yep, come on.
And the flip. Working those abs.
There you go.
Oh man.
There you go.
We've had,
is Pong
because
Quest
of
coming
it
out
being
this
a
week?
holiday weekend, we've had fireworks like every freaking day.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the dog that we adopted is like terrified of them. She
Oh,
won't.
yeah.
She ran down into our basement, which we don't let any of the animals into, and just like hid in a corner.
Oh,
So
jeez.
I had to coax her out of that so she could come back upstairs.
Jeez.
I just realized that that's why I've been here on fireworks the past couple of days.
Hmm.
Oh. Yeah, I don't have to work tonight. Yay.
Hooray! All right, let me search for something on PS prices, and then I'll be ready to go.
Okay.
Oh, that was on sale recently.
Jess is going to kill me.
Wow.
Why is that?
Because I bought another game and she's literally just got off I need to uninstall a whole bunch of games.
Did you get Greedfall?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I mean, for that price.
Like, dude, it's $16 and it's normally
Yeah.
$49. It's like, fuck yeah, I'll pick that up. Especially, I might be wrong, but especially when it seems 1000% in her wheelhouse. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. That was one. I was just waiting for it to drop down to like $35 or whatever. Or
Yeah,
even,
it's like,
yeah, I mean, I
how's
wasn't,
16 sound?
yeah, I wasn't waiting for like a big discount. I just happened to log onto my Xbox and saw it. I'm like, well, I'm buying that now.
Yeah. Is that Louise back there?
yeah, there's a chair
Yeah.
or there's a cat bed.
And then some
How about the
days-
yurt? It's so comfortable.
Chair, cat bed.
At least you know she's still a cat.
True. Also, fun fact, Dwight hates fans
Mm.
and Dwight hates air conditioners.
Okay.
Because he's very curious, so he goes and does this snooty thing, because as you have heard yourself, Boston, Dwight is the king of snoots.
He really is. It's the best.
And he's very curious about it. So he goes up, he sniffs it, and then he goes, and runs away.
It blasted me in the face.
Yep.
Yeah, Tybalt, every time he gets really hot and wants to go sit near a fan to cool off, he sits behind it and like lays down behind it. It's like, that's not the right side. God, you're so stupid. God, he's the dumbest. Oh, man. All right, you guys ready to wrap this thing up?
Yep.
1 second. I realize I don't have my show notes open. I have last week's show notes open.
Not a lot going on this week, which is
No,
good
I hate-
because we're going long.
Yeah. We are, but we also use, like, oh, we've been recording for 2 hours, dude. Like, 45 minutes. That was pre-show.
I know, it's awesome. Patreon.com/E1M1. Last week's Outcast was like 55 minutes.
Wow.
It's good.
Do we record enough? No, we don't. Let's just keep recording more and more stuff.
That's right.
It's a 24-hour podcast.
That's right. Someday.
Okay, good. Let's go. Also, this first news story immediately has me interested.
Yep.
Spoiler
And that's
alert.
why I crossed off the other news story. Let's keep it positive here. All right, let's start in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk releases for the week of May 25th, 2020. Minecraft Dungeons comes out PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. Reviews on this so far look pretty good. The quote unquote negative I've seen of this so far is that your first playthrough is sort of easy, but I think that sounds like par.
Yeah.
What a shame.
Well, it also
Not
sounds
like-
like par for the course. Like a Minecraft
Yeah.
game should be pretty easy because that's the target market.
Yeah, my kids are both extremely excited about this, so
Yeah,
So-
and
they don't need a Dark Souls game at ages 6
Right.
and 11.
Dude, that's the perfect time to start.
No,
Yep.
It's really not. I don't need... They already are loud and obnoxious some days. I don't need them to be mad on top of it.
screaming
Dude,
up
I
at
need-
Anne Orlando to you, where it's like, "Come on, Dad."
And broken controllers to boot.
The day my
Well-
son says praise the sun, he will be ready.
That's right. That's right.
So-
The thing I have heard about Minecraft Dungeons though is that it does have increasing difficulties like Diablo. So
Is it called Ender Mode?
I don't know, actually. I haven't seen what it's called, but apparently it does have like the increasing stuff like Diablo. So if you want to make it more difficult after your first playthrough, you can. I'm looking forward to playing this because if it sounds like a hack and slash dungeon crawler that's easy, that sounds like a game I would probably really enjoy.
And it's Minecraft style, so you don't have to worry about your precious young child getting exposed to the devil.
That's right. As much as I'd like to play Maneater, I don't. She wants to be a zookeeper when she grows up, so she really likes animals. I feel like I don't want to say like, here's this ocean killer. It's like, yeah, okay, Scar for life.
A little too early to know about the complete circle of life.
I was gonna say this is the circle of life moment. Come on.
We have been learn. We get a side note here. We get a box of books from Amazon every month that's like around, age appropriate for her. And there was like a science one this month where it's like, here's 100 science terms that, and one of them is circle of life. So it's like, all right, well, it's probably a good time to learn about some of this stuff. So
we do the same thing for my son and daughter. This isn't a promotion, but we use Alcrate for them.
Oh, okay.
And they give you like a ton of. They give you a book every month, and they give you like a ton of stuff, and
that's cool.
Not terribly expensive,
especially now. It's very nice. Next game here, Otowaru Mono Prelude to the Fallen comes out on Vita and PS4. This is the first game in the series without the adult stuff in it.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to start this franchise and didn't want to play the adult one, or didn't want to watch the anime, this is the place to start.
Yeah, got my shipping confirmation.
Yeah, there you go. Excited to hear how it is.
I think the Vita version is only a digital version. I don't think there's a physical.
Yeah, I
couldn't find one.
I don't think there is. Hopefully someone like Limited Run Games will put out a small batch or something.
Yeah.
Dude, also a quick side note here. Yeah. Shipping confirmations mean nothing. Because I got a shipping confirmation on like the 20th of January that my birthday present was on the way, and oh boy, have I still not received that.
Well, that sounds like a you problem. Mine's already in the state.
There you go.
Mine's in the state too, in customs, in New York, where I can't get it.
Oh, well, there's your problem. It had to go through customs.
Yeah.
Customs is slow on a good day.
Yeah. Phantasy Star Online 2 is coming out on PC. I tried really hard to find out which storefront on PC it's coming out on. I have no idea. Sega just keeps saying it's coming out on Windows 10. It's like, I thank you, I get it, but where? What part? Which store? How many of them? Hope that'd be great. Shantae and the Seven Sirens comes out PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. This is the one that came out last year on Apple Arcade and something else. I think they released that in multiple parts. Now the full version is coming out on everything.
From everything I hear, these are the modern day 2D side-scrolling platformers that you should play.
Yeah, they're supposed to be fun. I've never played any of them.
I have two. Thanks, Games of Gold. Never played them.
There you go.
I'm still stuck on that end level. I can't get past it with the frickin' harpy. It sucks. The rest of the game was fine.
Yeah. Umahara Kawase Fresh comes out on PC. This is the franchise that's been around for 35 years. This is the rope swinging game that seems to have inspired Bionic Commando. They're supposed to be really great.
And then isn't that name a bit misleading? If it's been around for 30 years, why is it called Fresh?
I think this is the reboot. I think that they didn't put out anything for 25 years because it was like, we're putting out stuff on the MSX and we didn't put anything out for 2 decades. So I think this was like the reboot of it. And Fresh is fun to say. All right, let's blow through these. BioShock the Collection comes out on Switch. That's all 3 games. Borderlands Legendary Collection comes out on Switch. That's the first 3 games, which is 1, 2, and pre-sequel. XCOM 2 Collection comes out on Switch. That's the base game and 4 DLC packs.
2K doing the work.
Yeah, 2K just dumping them out. And last but certainly not least, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition comes out on Switch. If you have not played Xenoblade Chronicles, it's really good. And this one looks really great, and they just did a bunch of quality of life improvements. It looks really great. 2 thumbs
shipping confirmation came in too.
Perfect.
I didn't realize these two. One of them they moved because there used to be a month difference, which is why I pre-ordered both of them, and now they're both coming out same day.
Right.
Oh
right.
crap.
Yeah. Let's move to news stories. The most important and only news story this week. Wholesome Games, which sort of started as a Twitter account just focusing on friendly indie games, blue sky games, that sort of stuff. They're going to have a Wholesome Direct May 26th. They said they're going to be showing off over 50 cute and cozy indie games, which is 100% something that I'll be watching and probably scooping up about 50 of those games. So,
if Skatebird is not in that list, I'll be disappointed.
Yeah, they have heavily featured Skatebird, and I
Skatebird, thank you very much.
Did they change the title?
I'm sure it's BIRB. I don't think it's ever been Bird. I'm pretty sure it's BIRB.
Interesting. Maybe I've been misreading it the entire time.
It's vampire all over again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Berenstain Bears. So check out Wholesome Games in general because they feature a lot of stuff where it's like, here's this cool indie game that you've never heard of. It's $2 and it's 3 hours long and it will make you happy. So go check them out. Moving on to questions here. T-Bomb Rocks asks us a couple questions. Thanks to Bearded Lady, which is Moonpure's wife, I was able to get 1,000 achievement points in Surviving Mars. Sign up for Paradox account and download the first 2 mods. Once you install those, they pop up almost immediately. Sounds like some cheating to me. My question is, what is the most effort you put into an easy way to get all or most achievements?
That's easy. For me, it is.
Moonpure, take the floor.
I got one. Yeah.
Yeah, I can take the floor on this because the most effort I've ever put into getting quote-unquote easy achievements, or making achievements easy to get, is Fallout Shelter on the Xbox One. Where I may or may not have used the cross-save capability to load it onto my PC and then give myself 999 lunchboxes because I ain't paying or playing for 75,000 hours to get 20 legendary dwellers.
Especially, like, Fallout Shelter's so weird on consoles because you almost want it to be like a picture-in-picture thing, as opposed to, like,
you could stop me if you've heard this word before, but you could snap it to one side and then see the whole thing.
And normally you want, like, Netflix or YouTube over there or something. And I was like, no, I want to play Monster Hunter, and then Fallout Shelter is just doing its thing over there. It's not on a phone or a tablet. It's kind of a weird thing.
Yep. I may or may not have put too many hours into that, and then just got really annoyed.
Yeah.
So I was just like, can I break this game? Can I possibly break it? And when the devs are literally saying to people, "Go break the game," like, okay,
I'll break it then.
Go break the game.
Yeah. Nimp, what was yours?
So mine was actually, I don't know, within the last 2 years, the Conan game. What is it, Exile or whatever?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You could create your own server, give yourself admin rights, and then just do whatever you wanted.
Pseudo unlock achievements.
Yeah, but there were a couple things. I think there was like 2 trophies you had to do with a partner or something like that, or that were easier with a partner or whatever. So what I did was I had my PS Pro in here, had my regular PS4 in my bedroom, turned them both on, downloaded the game on the other one, booted it up in my wife's account, made her a character, and then I was running back and forth playing both consoles to unlock these last 2 trophies so I could get the platinum.
Running down the halls like, oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
That's
the most I can remember recently for a trophy.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I've got all kinds of JRPG grinding random crap with leveling a controller and books and stuff. And
yeah. I mean, I've also
rubber
done
bands.
that. Like, there's the old days of WoW, like when achievements gave you stuff in WoW.
Yeah.
I did the let's attack every single like horde base so I could kill all of the leaders just so I could get the full horde achievement. And I only did that so I could get the Black Bear war bear mount.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I have a screenshot of that unlocking it. So somewhere on my like 25 terabytes of data scattered throughout this house, I'm pretty sure I have that screenshot somewhere.
I'm trying to think.
You can start with one letter, end with Estony, and you don't have to say anything else.
Yeah, I mean,
That's not even for real trophies or achievements.
That's
the scary thing.
That's the thing that I'm.
What's the effort I put into it? Well, I made a website and I have a podcast.
I made a website about PNGs in the video game. Yeah, but that's the thing is like almost all the trophies in both of those games are really easy to get. It's just I do the dumb stuff where it's like, oh, I need to scan hundreds of these things to get in-game lore stuff that doesn't matter. Cool, let's go.
Yeah, but that's the true achievements. I didn't mean to plug that website.
This episode brought to you by True Achievements.
That's the realest achievement. Like, I got 100% in GTA 3 and 100% in GTA San Andreas. I didn't do it because I got a little kaplunk and a number went up. I did it because that's the way I'm hardwired. I can't help it. It's just now I have a number that makes me feel good when I see that I'm so close to 500,000.
Well, back in the older games too, they usually had like a lot of fun stuff to discover. So you would sometimes run across. Now, to me, I feel like a lot of achievements and trophies have kind of hit this point where it's like, oh yeah, just do this thing 500 times. It's like I don't want to do this thing 500 times.
Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, it's like I want you to show me something I haven't seen since I've already put 80 hours into this game.
That's my favorite kind of achievement: is play the game a different way or do something unexpected and get this achievement.
Right.
Like, that's always my favorite type of achievement. Is like sometimes if I'm an achievement hunt, I'll just look up something and be like, wait, do what to what? I could do that? I've put 70 hours into this and what?
Yeah.
Like, okay, why not?
I mean, we've always talked about the Marvel Lego games for some of that stuff, but I feel like we missed some of the great ones like Lego Harry Potter, where it's like kill Voldemort with Voldemort, and it's like, how am I gonna do that? It's like 60 hours later, you're like, yeah, awesome.
Yeah, like the references, the jokes. I love a good joke.
Yeah.
The team up with Captain America and Human Torch on one of the Lego Marvel games.
The classic.
Hey, don't I know you?
Yeah.
Most effort put into the easy way. I mean, multiplayer boosting sessions aside, because I hate multiplayer achievements. I've done that a lot.
Yeah.
They all suck.
I
can't think of anything else that's the most effort put into an easy one. Yeah, I don't remember. T-Bomb Rock also asked our final question this week. What was the last, hey, that's really cool moment that you've had that caught you off guard?
I feel like I've had one recently. Loading up Streets of Rage 4.
Yeah, and like playing that, and you're like,
talk about going in with the lowest expectations possible.
Yeah, and like doing your first like air juggle and switching back and forth between enemies as you're attacking them, and you're like, hey, this is really cool.
Yep. I'm just looking through my recent games.
I think mine would be when I beat Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and my mind finally clicked the pieces together on how everything's connected. It was like, huh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
That was more like my mind blowing up the way they dropped all of that crap at the end. But
right, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
There was the 2 from 2 years ago here. Spider-Man, the windows. I know it's an optical illusion.
Yeah.
I know it's a trick, but I don't care.
It just works.
So cool.
Yeah.
And the other one is the first time you meet the snake giant in God of War. That thing comes around the mountain, is like coming at you, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
We were talking on We Roguelike It about Dead Cells, and when you get the spider rune, and you can suddenly climb up walls and start like doing triangle jumps, you're just like, oh, this is... It's one of those things where it's like The Witness. Where you're like, oh, that's really cool. Oh, that changes this game completely. Okay, crazy. Everything in Tetris Effect?
Still not played it.
Yeah. Whoa, punch him. So angry about it. I'm going to punch my mic. Ah!
Stay calm.
Yeah.
I mean, there's cool moments, but nothing like Nothing that
Nothing
really
like-
jumps out.
Nothing like the first time you sync in Assassin's Creed and it does like the spin around where you're like, wow, okay. Like, yeah, this is pretty impressive.
First time you jump to another sun in Elite Dangerous is one of those moments.
Mm.
The very first time you make a frame shift jump and you just pop out next to a star.
Well, I would say like the first 5 seconds of that jump is like, oh, this is really cool. You can hear the engines charging, and then all of a sudden a massive star is in front of you. It's like, oh, what the hell am I supposed to do?
And it's like a quiet explosion as well as you come out, because it's like, and it like literally you're just in front of a star.
Speaking of Elite Dangerous, when a capital class ship comes into battle and you get that warning on your ship, that scared the ever-loving bejesus out of me, because you start getting this warning, your ship siren, like your ship warnings just go off the scale, and all you keep hearing is your AI telling you capital ship incoming. You don't see anything, and then all of a sudden a literal tear shows up in space, and this big ship just comes through and just opens fire on everything.
God, that's so cool.
That was a cool moment.
Oh, man.
Hey,
God, I love that game.
Let me tell you about Elite Dangerous.
La 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 la. Man.
Hey,
Yeah,
I did it for somebody who is afraid, and I got them to play Dead by Daylight, and they enjoyed it. I will break you.
I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything else that really comes to mind where it's like, man, this is really cool.
I think a lot of it for me has to do with the scale of stuff, because like we were talking about God of War, that did a lot of cool scale stuff that you just didn't really see a whole lot of. And like I was saying with Elite Dangerous, that was something on a scale that I had never seen before in another game. For sure, you've got your space battlers and there's big ships that you could fly over, but just seeing that thing show up the way it did, and the noises that it makes and the disturbance that it causes, was just something else.
Yeah.
I love moments where they did. I love the thing that makes me think, hey, that's really cool, is usually where games take a beat, where they don't stop and try and force you to move forwards. Mass Effect 2 opening, when you walk through the bridge of the ship again after you've been attacked, and it's just dead silence. That is a really cool moment.
It's the stuff I like Life is Strange for, where it's like, you can hit this button, you can lay in your bed and listen to some indie music for as long as you want. It's like,
the indie hipster moments.
Yeah, it's like, great, this is cool. Like, we're gonna, there's some stuff going on, but like, yeah, I'm just gonna chill out on this park bench for a while. It's cool.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of stuff in the Final Fantasy VII remake, when you hit the Shinra building. I'm not going to spoil any of it, but there's a lot of nostalgia stuff that they do in there that was really awesome.
Yeah, I just got to get there.
You do.
One of these months. All right, well, that's our episode for this week. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Everywhere to find and follow us on the right-hand side of the page. Don't forget to join our Discord server. We have the best community on the internet. A link to that, along with the merchandise page, is over there on the right-hand side, along with a link to our Patreon, patreon.com/E1M1, the ones are numbers. Again, $5 a month is where you get everything, all of the stuff we put out, and it's we were just talking about, last week's episode of The Outcast was 55 minutes long. So if you want another hour of uncensored craziness where we're just sort of shooting the poops about anything. Yeah, really. Just $5 a month. I understand, money is tight right now, so if you can't be a patron, totally understand. And if you are a patron, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. I think we got a brand new episode of Old Dog New Flicks coming out this week on Friday.
Yep.
New episode of Critical Misses went out for patrons last week. And I think that's pretty much it. So we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, gotta bring over the notebook here. Nib, hit me with your titles.
Okay. I have new model old parts. More money than sense. I can't help it. I'm a killer.
Every week now, it feels like I just say stuff that makes me sound like a psychotic.
I'm a clever boy. One death with 3 days left. Shark PG. Abilities. You're going to be my boots. You're my friend starter pack. And I will break you.
My boots. All right, Moon.
Another character statement. Broken segue. Another fine Ubisoft product. A political podcast, which I realize probably gets a veto. Mirage Main. Rich Person Hospital. Electric Teeth. TEEF.
Natural.
Bad and Worse. My Friend Starter Pack. Exposed to the Devil. The Circle of Life. And this is a long one, so I have broken it down into 1/1. One letter and ends with Estony, or the shorter version is ends with Estony. Which is fun because you don't even talk about it on the show anymore.
I have not been playing a lot of it because this season is rough. All right, I have which YouTuber did this. I wanted something done, or dumb, sorry. I can't help it, I'm a killer. Shark PG, you're going to be my boots. My friend starter pack, and ends with Estony. Let me Google search Estony here, make sure it's nothing terrible. Search instead for Estony. It is someone's.
Bringing you to Esty.
No, it's someone's clan name in Destiny. There's also a Destiny Initial D parody video called Initial D Estony, which is really good.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good. I'm gonna check my friend's starter pack because that seemed to show up on everybody's list. I like Shark PG just because it's fun to say.
I also like the boots.
Yeah, you're gonna be in my boots. Anything anyone feels really strongly about?
My Friend Starter Pack and ends with Estony pretty much jump out to me. But honestly, the boots is pretty solid too.
I'm sort of leaning more towards you're gonna be my boots.
That's just because you like the idea of sharks and boots.
Yeah. That's like the idea of biting people as a shark.
Me too.
I'm a simple man.
In 2020, me too.
Oh, why couldn't this game come out when Shark Week used to come out?
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, I'm good with.
Yeah, that sounds like it's our
boots
winner.
as well.
All right, let me know when you guys.
It could have all come full circle.
Yeah. Market synergies. Brand awareness.
Oh. Yeah, we've gone too far. He's going to start talking about ranking things now, so let's just move on.
Let's talk about our best sharks. Number 10.
I hate you.
All right, let me know when you guys are ready.
I'm ready.
I got nothing.
I don't get me wrong, I don't have anything good.
I don't even have anything bad.
I just got nothing.
Yeah, I got blank.
Can we change the show title, please?
No, go for it.
I don't have anything bad.
I'll come up with something horrible.
Just pumping out show titles here, man. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 657 for May 25th, 2020. You're going to be my boots.
Always in the end.
And these boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do.
How did I not think of that one?
It literally just came to me when you guys looked at me.
Pressure's good for you. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us live here. If you're watching the video archive, thank you so much. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.